Support for this episode of PBS Reno Arts is provided by the Nevada Arts Council. Arts and creativity make us stronger, fueling innovation, prosperity, and thriving communities across Nevada. They boost our economy, promote well-being, and enhance education, empowering Nevadans of all ages. The Nevada Arts Council nurtures these essential creative forces. Together, let's elevate the arts in every corner of our great state. More at nvartscouncil.org. This is PBS Reno Arts from the studio of PBS Reno in Reno, Nevada. I'm Dave Santina, and I am here today with an old friend and a new friend who are here together to talk about a new special occasion. Martina Young, who I met in the 90s, the late 90s, doing a segment for a show called Art Beat, and I've been a fan ever since. And now I get to have you in here to talk to me. So thanks for coming in. And
pleasure.
Next to you, Julie Machado. Machado, proper pronunciation?
Julie Smyres Machado, like in Machado.
Smyres Machado. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Bassist with the Reno Phil and all around amazing artist. You do a lot of things. You perform. You're with a lot of bands. You're all over the place. You are
musical.
You are music.
Yeah.
You are music in this town. So you're both here together because Martina, you have a unique effort coming up. Your whole career has been marked by a combination of performing arts and scholarship. And now you've got this new effort coming up called Arabesque, right?
That is correct.
All right. I'm going to sit down and shut up for a second because this is an explanation that I'm going to need to hear. Tell me about what Arabesque is.
Well, this happens to be my newest essay, Arabesque, an Art of Connections. And I began, as I do every 1st of January of a new year, I start a new essay. Given the world condition of horrific separations, ripping apart of human beings to human beings, Arabesque acts as a lens and a thematic because at the core of its meaning is unity. And so I began working on this almost 8. Well, yeah, today is August 1st.
Yeah,
8 months at first.
We're recording this on August 1st.
On August 1st, so 8 months ago I began this work. And it coincides with the 25th anniversary of the Riverside Artist Lofts, where I have my live workspace. And as the first artist to have moved there to become a resident, I decided to, for the first time with my literary work, to do a live public reading and reopen my space, which has been a community space since the moment that I moved there, with a vision to make it a radical hospitality place. So many things have occurred at the Lighthouse Studio 502, and since COVID, it's been closed for 5 years. This is the reopening, with the live reading and live music of Arabesque, an Art of Connections.
Okay, so this is what I'm curious about now. I knew you first as a dancer choreographer,
Yes.
And this falls into some more of the scholarship side of things. You've studied for years, multiple degrees. You've got a PhD.
Comparative mythology.
Yeah,
Yes.
and involving the movement of human movement, I think, is part of this, right?
Well, it is in that the essay itself, and most of my writing, I'm an essayist predominantly.
Okay.
Most of my writing garners its thoughts and insight through the felt somatic knowing of living at the body level. And the unity of thought and body somatics is about idea and manifesting that idea through bone, muscle, effort. So much of my writing is, I consider it almost like dancing on the page. It is the same process. And the essay itself starts with a phenomenological, experiential, poetic illumination of the dancer doing the arabesque.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
So Julie,
Yes.
how does this incorporate music? I mean, obviously, dancing it needs music usually in order for it to be inspired. But you're talking about an essay, and you are accompanying an essay with music.
Oh, this is good. This is good. Let me just. I'd like to
Please.
just say first. What's important to note that while we understand the arabesque as a very iconic dance, especially of course classical dance move, a dance position, the origins of the arabesque aesthetic, which is really the heart of the essay, is rooted in Persian aesthetics. So we see in art, in calligraphy, in dance, and in music how the arabesque aesthetic is expressed. And Julie, as a musician and collaborating in this project, will be reflecting the arabesque aesthetic as it is described in the and known in Persian aesthetics, what the arabesque sounds like in musical composition.
Aha. Okay. So, how did this partnership begin? This is fascinating to me that this notion, but you had to find someone who would understand what you were doing and
Yes.
could reflect what you're imagining would be important to provide for an audience. So,
Yes, yes.
how did you guys get together on this?
You want to speak to that?
Yeah. We
Your
haven't heard from
turn.
you yet.
Well,
Your turn, dear.
My brother lived in the artist loft. He was also one of the very first people to move in with Martina.
Craig
Craig
That is
Smyres.
Craig
I
Smyres.
remember
Sculptor.
Craig, I
Right.
remember Craig
Yes.
Smyres.
And they
yeah.
lived across the hall from each other. And he died in 2022. And we were thinking about, well, she called me because I'm there in spirit anyway. And I thought it was a fantastic idea because arabesque is not just a move, it's also a knot. It comes back around. And so
Nice.
I did some research on what does music sound like? Ancient classical Persian music. What does that sound like? What ties in that particular Celtic knot type thing? And then I studied some of the rhythms that they use, like that would be a dance rhythm, and listened to some of the things that motifs that they use in Persian music, trills and turns and flourishes, and put together 5 pieces that complement this particular essay.
Nice.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so this sounds like this. I should say I didn't make clear at the beginning. This is a performance that's coming up in October, and we should specifically say it's October 11th, which is a Saturday at 2 p.m. In your loft, and people can attend.
Absolutely, through reservations, yes. If they go to the website, just follow the prompts to make a reservation. And also, each audience member will get a beautiful copy of the essay, beautifully printed, as well as the booklet form will be available for those who can't attend. Many people are coming in from out of town, from Los Angeles, San Francisco. I've just learned, and which is a delight. And so, but the booklet essay form will be available for those who cannot attend.
Okay. All right. So, and where does someone get a reservation?
apoeticbody.com.
apoeticbody.com. Okay. And
Yes.
so if you're interested, I think this is a great opportunity. We wanted to talk about this a little bit early just so that people had time, because
Yes.
it's possible that by October there will be no seats left.
It is limited seating. 30 to 35 people will fit in my loft space. I will be placing everyone on the dance floor. We will all be together. Normally, I have had performance artists on the dance floor and the seated audiences in the rest of the living space.
Ah.
But this now, we will all be together on the beautiful wood dance floor
Well, that's
for the reading and for the music.
This
Yes.
really is a unique event. I've never heard of anything like this.
Every event I've had, I've been so blessed to have very unique events at the Riverside, and that is the vision I had for moving there, was to have it function in a very particular and unifying way for the community. And so I'm very much looking forward to seeing old faces, new faces, new and returnees of the community there on October 11th.
It sounds like a really special moment, and probably a huge thrill for you to be able to share this
25 years in this way, in particular, most especially. I'd like to just say something specific in terms of the aesthetic of the Arabesque. If I may, just read this. This is from the Iranian scholar Laleh Bakhtiar, and she says that the Arabesque aesthetic deals with time and the infinite rhythms created by the encounter of objects in space within defined borders. So that is everything. That's how we live, within our borders, going hither and yon with all of our weight, trundling all of the things that we go from here to there and back again. And one of the aesthetic attributes of the Arabesque is knowing it by its curves and swerves and diagonals, its rounds, and how all of those movements within a framework are interrelated to one another. It's like an expanded dialogue. And the point is that from the Persian imagination, that we are all interconnected. And the Arabesque aesthetic shows how these myriad worlds that we all participate in, animal, plant, flower, tree, the world of sky, the invisible force that unites us all. Yes, this is the interconnected tapestry of the Arabesque aesthetic, and it will be heard in music.
I'm very interested in this and excited to hear. Now, you did bring an instrument with you.
I did.
Now, this is
her instrument.
This is your instrument. And so I presume that means that you're going to give us a taste of this.
I am. And this piece, I've written all original music for this, but this piece takes the classical definition of arabesque with the upward lifted leg and the intertwining Celtic knot, Arabic knot. It starts with a classical Johannes Brahms bourrée, which you'll recognize. And then it takes you through themes and variations of different kinds. Sometimes I do improvisation. And then it takes you right back to where you started. It just comes around and it ends up at the original theme.
Exciting.
This one is just a bourrée.
Exciting. All right. So we'll let you get set up here for a second. And while that's happening, you were about to say.
I was about to say that what Julie has alluded to in terms of bringing it back to the familiar, the beginnings, even though we don't know where the beginning is, where it ends, it envelops itself, but there's always a sense of center, and that is critical to all art, that there is something that holds it together, right? In dance, in music, in literature, the central idea, and that is that central gravitational pull is the unifying aspect of all life, all interconnected life.
Beautiful. And you said that without reading out of your essay.
I know this so well at this point, but thank you.
Very beautiful. All right, so Julie's in position. So all right, so this is a taste of Arabesque. We will be quiet for a minute and listen. Oh,
lovely.
beautiful, beautiful.
Lovely.
All right, thank you. That was excellent. I can imagine, right? You make me visualize the arabesque. Right?
Lovely. Lovely.
I think that was beautifully done. Yeah. So
Thank you.
now you're a composer
Oh.
too, right? You wrote that.
Well, I mean, J.S. Bach wrote it. I just put
Well, you-
theme and variations.
Fair enough.
But
All right,
yes.
but you were inspired to select it. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And
It
play.
spoke to you,
And
right?
play
did.
with it. Yes.
Fair enough. Yeah,
Nice.
that's right. So thank
Although
you.
the real inspiration is Martina, because when she writes her essays, they do speak to you. And so when I pick the type of song that I'm writing, I can say that's a waltz or that's a round or this needs to be big.
Okay. Well,
It's really fun.
Lovely.
it speaks to you, and then it comes out of you, or it comes through you through the work of a reasonably chosen, well represented artist. I think
Thank
that's
you.
really cool. This is going to be a really fun event and a really unusual thing for someone to experience. So I think I'm excited to be able to talk about it because it really is unlike anything I've seen.
Oh, nice.
And
Oh,
so
good.
I'm just hopeful that people agree and that you have a full house.
Thank you.
How many people can your place hold?
30 to 35 I can squeeze.
All right.
Yeah, that will be an arabesque within our borders as well because it's the
Yeah.
borders of my space.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes.
Okay. And there are 5 pieces of music?
Yeah.
Yes.
5 pieces of music. And you're reading selections. You're not going to read all of your essay.
That is correct. Only select pieces, which we've already gone through. The selections that I will be reading from the essay, not the entirety of the essay.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing it because I feel privileged to get a little taste of it in advance.
Good.
So let me ask you. You're holding on to a page there. Is there something
That
there
I'd
that
like
you
to
wanted to
end
share?
with. Yes, there is something I would like to
Before
share.
you do that,
Yes.
I wanted to mention just questions a little bit related and mostly unrelated, but it has to do with your 25 years in the Riverside. You were the first resident of the lofts. You were the first one accepted.
Literally.
Yes.
Literally, I had to move in
Today-
2 weeks before they opened,
Today,
actually.
I went back and looked at our documentary that we made about the Riverside becoming the Artist Lofts back in the year 2000
That's
because
correct.
the original intent Art Space, the company from Minneapolis,
Yes.
that would go to different parts of the country and convert unused buildings or dilapidated buildings into art spaces. They came out here to see the Mapes, and the Mapes was not able to
Up to
support
snuff.
them as a structure. As much as people hate hearing that, it was just not ready to become inhabited.
Mhm.
So the second option turned out to be the right option, which was across the river. There's the Riverside, and so we did a documentary on this process of building out this building. Just
right.
The demo and the reno, right? I know these terms from HGTV. We followed all of that, and then it was time to meet the artists. And here you come. You're the one we see coming in to interview, and
That's right.
they asked you, and I wrote this down because I thought it was great. Somebody asked you, what effect will living in an artist community have on you or your family and your art? And you said completely sincerely, I don't know. And I'm looking forward to finding out. So it's been 25
I said
years.
that?
You
Oh.
said that. It's been 25 years. So what effect does living in an artist community have on you and your art?
Well, as I mentioned a little earlier, I did have a vision. I may not have been able to articulate it at that time, but it became a place that was the groundwork for community making. Not only just with the artists, many of whom in the building with whom I've collaborated with, but also the community beyond the walls. And it was my intention, and I am happy to say it has been fulfilled, to create what is known as a radical hospitality place.
I wrote that term down because I wanted to ask how you define radical hospitality.
Well, radical hospitality, the term, the phrase comes out of the spiritual or religious communities. And it simply means you are welcome here.
Nice.
And I was intent upon having the kinds of events that would not necessarily take place anywhere else. And I wanted my home to be that place that people felt welcome for civic meet and greets, for artists' new work. There's an event, an international event that's called Swan Day that was evolved through the ideas of Isabel Allende. Swan meaning support women artists now, Swan. And of course, many of our listeners may know of my own work over the last 10 years investigating the trope of the swan in literature, in dance, in film, in poetry, in alchemy. And so many, I have done performance works, again, collaborative performance works on the swan trope, both here and internationally. So that has been just my joy to cultivate a place that was welcoming to the larger community.
Beautiful. Well, it sounds like you're doing it now. Still.
And it is fulfilling its function. But of course, I had to close during the COVID years.
Sure.
And so this really is a celebratory reopening.
I love it.
For the 25th anniversary.
Well, I'm excited to see where we are today after that, revisiting that clip from 25 years ago and
amazing.
Seeing your interview. And what I remember is you said, I don't know what I'm looking forward to finding out. And very quietly in the background, you heard the voice of, I think the guy's name was Will. He was from Art Space. And he says, this is one of the few times when I don't know sounds like the right answer.
Oh, nice.
So you got a good response to that.
Well, as also an improvisatory artist,
yeah.
You leave it open to the mystery.
Well,
And that is also, you welcome the mystery as part of the journey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and this journey's still going on. You're still going on the journey, but we've had some lovely times along the way. Now, you had something you wanted to close with.
I would like to close with a lovely poem from the Persian poem Rumi, whom many, of course, Western audiences are well aware of. And this poem really captures the Arabesque notion. Rumi writes, "The ground's generosity takes in our compost and grows beauty. Try to be more like the ground."
I love it. I think that's just in general. Try to be more like the ground.
Try
is
to
a
be
good,
more like
a
the
good
ground.
policy and a good lifestyle to
Yes,
follow. Oh, that's
yes.
perfect. All
and
right.
again, I think for our times now, the sense of groundedness, the sense of unity, all of these are embraced in the Arabesque aesthetic.
Beautiful. So before we go, one more time, Arabesque, Saturday, October 11th at 2 p.m. with live music, accompaniment by bassist Julie Smyres Machado of the Reno Philharmonic Orchestra and many other bands.
Correct.
You're in every band. I'm going to have to look up all these bands that you're a part of. It sounds fantastic. So I hope even one person who heard this is going to the website. Oh, tell me again the name of the website.
Absolutely. apoeticbody.com.
apoeticbody.com. I was on it earlier today, but I should have written it down. apoeticbody.com. Get yourself a reservation to go on October 11th and enjoy more of what you heard today. And I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a great day. I'm excited for you both.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. And for all of you who show up, because you're going to see something special. All right. Thank you both. Before we go, I want to remind everybody to watch Artifacts on PBS Reno. That's via broadcast streaming or pbsreno.org or the PBS Reno YouTube channel or app. Also, read art views at pbsreno.org. And if you have a question or maybe a comment or suggestion, if so, send them to me at podcasts@pbsreno.org. My thanks to Julie Smyres Machado and Martina Young, and thank you for listening to PBS Reno Arts. Support for this episode of PBS Reno Arts is provided by the Nevada Arts Council. Arts and creativity make us stronger, fueling innovation, prosperity, and thriving communities across Nevada. They boost our economy, promote well-being, and enhance education, empowering Nevadans of all ages. The Nevada Arts Council nurtures these essential creative forces. Together, let's elevate the arts in every corner of our great state. More at nvartscouncil.org.